Alright guys, so this is another Patreon request, and this one comes from Bill McLaughlin, who asked me to do a Patreon request regarding a very interesting concept, essentially. Like, it's a concept that's based off of the Marvel DC Amalgam universe, and that is, as you can see from the title, a Amalgam universe of Stormhawks and RWBY. So, yeah, if you guys remember, there was Marvel and DC during Marvel vs. DC created the Amalgam universe, which was clearly a desperate cry for help. Let's be real. But before we go any further, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon. You guys can start sending me Patreon requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, let's get started with this video. So, this video, it's not going to be so much talking about, like, an Amalgam universe. It's going to be more, like, talking about, like, the characters. It's going to be more, like, talking about, like, each character and their, like, characteristics. And I'm not going to name every single character. We'd be here all goddamn night. So, we're just going to go through, just a few picks here and there. Like, that's what we're going to do, is just a few minor picks here and there, and that's really gonna be it. So, yeah, let's get started with our first one. And I know what you're thinking, I'm going to be mixing male characters with female characters, and I know someone's going to go, does that make them hermaphrodites? No. The Amalgam universe fused male and female characters together a lot. So, they'll still be whatever gender I assign them to. So, anyway, here we go. So let's get started with our first one. Obviously, we're going to fuse RWBY with Arrow, and that would be Arrow Rose. How I kind of imagine Arrow Rose is... Well, let's actually talk about the world. How I kind of imagine this Remnant Atmos is that this version of Remnant would be like Atmos, where Remnant in this Amalgam world is kind of just like a bunch of separate... Terras, like it's just a bunch of separate island nations that are all like distant. They're all like different colonies. I would even have that they're like the human the animal like creatures like the Blazarians, the raptors and whatnot would all be like faunus. They would all be different faunus, and in here Sky Knights would be called Sky Hunters or Sky Huntresses, and essentially is that they protect the world of Remnant from Grimm, which are these monsters that are created by the Cyclonians, which are which are created by Master Salem, who has her own plans of just drowning the world of Atmos in darkness. So there's just a little crash course for you for how this world works. So anyway, let's jump right into it with this story. Starting off, we have, like I said, Arrow Rose. How I kind of imagine Arrow Rose is that he's kind of like, Arrow Rose would be like he is the last of the original Stormhawks who were Sky Hunters, who were killed off by a betrayal in here. It would be called, well, we'll get to that one later. You already have I'm sure some of you already have like a sense of where that one's going. But the new Stormhawks consist of, we have Finn Xiaolong, who is Arrow's half-brother, and we have Piper Schnee, who is the fusion of course, Weiss and Piper, and finally, we have not Junko or in here or Stork. What we have instead is Susie Belladonna, who is a fusion of Susie Liu and Blake Belladonna. So in here, she's more of a rabbit dog faunus. Anyway, so the four of them are Team Stormhawk, and they are the ones who are trying to protect the world from the the Grim Empire, as it's called, the Grim Empire, which is expanding at an accelerated rate because there are more and more Grim being formed. And along the way, they do run into some serious opponents. Where in here we have Cinder Ace, who is Cinder and Ace put together, who was the leader of the original Stormhawks, but then was like, this Grim Empire is actually a way more boss. I'm gonna turn on all of you. Bye! And turned on everyone, turned on the original Stormhawks and killed them all before joining with Master Salem. And then we have Master Salem herself, who in this continuity, the Grim Empire is ruled by a amalgam of Master Cyclonus and Salem. And in here, Master Salem is a immortal. In here, she's immortal, and she's been creating the Grimm since time immemorial. And the only thing that's keeping her from ruling over the entire world of Remnant is the Sky Hunters and Huntresses. But it's becoming very clear that the world is slowly slipping away, and they're losing, they're just losing the war with each passing day. So, it's not going great. Let's be real. It's not going great for anybody. Anyway, so from there, as for other characters, we have Snipe, who is fused with Hazel. So it's Snipe, but he has Hazel's semblance and powers. And we have an amalgam of Ravis and Watts, who in here, this amalgam of Ravis and Watts is more of is a scientist, but more learns about the science of sound and uses a steampunk violin that also acts as a shotgun. There you go. I figured that would be a fun idea. As for other amalgam characters, I would say there's Arrow's aunt, Starling, who is in here. She is, of course, as you can probably guess, Starling in here is the amalgam of her and Crow, and they work for Stork. Stork in here, in this continuity, is actually an amalgam of him and Ozpin, so it'd be Storkpin. Or something. I need to workshop on the name. So Professor Stork is the leader of the Hunters and Huntresses of Atmos, and is also immortal and has been battling this war with Master Salem since time immemorial. And he sees a lot of potential in the Skynet. He sees a lot of potential in the Stormhawks. Then you have, as for others, you have Repton, who in here he's an amalgam of Repton and Tyrion, and Repton lost his tail to Starling in a fight and replaced it with a scorpion tail, and he has more scorpion tech, and he can also his little semblance in here is a little different in that he can active camouflage like a chameleon. So just another fun idea there. So there you go, guys. Those are just a few ideas I had for this Stormhawks RWBY universe. I didn't really think of a full story because I was like, that would be a little too long, and I don't want to be here all night. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to do we'll just mix and match characters. And obviously I didn't choose every character, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this Stormhawks RWBY Amalgam universe? And also, what amalgams would you have from RWBY and Stormhawk characters in here, and just kind of give their story and whatever. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and also I'd like to thank Bill McLaughlin for this Patreon request. And other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.